Well, thank you. And late today, there was another blow to Democratic hopes of regaining control of the House. The Missouri Supreme Court upheld a new congressional map that could help Republicans win an additional seat in November. Missouri was the second Republican state after Texas to redraw its congressional districts at President Trump's urging last year.
Shout out to Missouri. Another crushing blow to Democrats. It seems like they just keep taking L after L. And Harry Enton actually highlights that fact in some recent polls. But before we get to that, I do want to show you guys something else that is not so great for Democrats, shall I say. This is from Atlas Intel, who is the most accurate pollster from the past election. So you guys, I'm sure you guys recognize Atlas Intel. I've talked about Atlas in the past. Look who they have at the top of the Democrat ticket. Your eyes did not deceive you, ladies and gentlemen. They project that AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, is going to be their nominee. How embarrassing is that? How embarrassing. And Mayor Pete, who can't fix potholes properly, yeah, he's number 2. And you know who's third? The guy who has been running for president for quite some time now, Gavin Newsom. That's their top 3, and Kamala is a distant fourth there, down at 13%. Meanwhile, on the Republican side, Big Marco has taken the lead over J.D. Vance. Yeah, taking the lead over J.D. Vance. J.D. Vance down at 30%, while Marco is surging to nearly 50%. He's at 45% right now. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Speaking of Big Marco, he recently did a troll. Yeah. that is not AI, guys. That is really Marco Rubio dressed up. Here, let me move my big old head out of the way. My apologies. Dressed up as Maduro. The night that we captured Maduro, he was wearing a Nike Tech suit, and or Maduro was wearing a Nike Tech suit. And look, Marco Rubio has the same suit on. I love it. I love it. I love it. Shout out Big Marco, man. Shout out Big Marco. All right. Y'all let me know in the comments. How do you feel about that? Marco Rubio taking the lead over J.D. Vance in the polls. Let me know. Let me know. Now, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this all. I don't want to hold you guys too long. Let's turn it over to Harry Enton. Check it out.
But I think this poll serves as a big-time reality check for Democrats, and that is, it ain't over yet, especially with the redistricting when we look ahead to the 2026 race for Congress. You would have thought that the Democrats' lead would expand on the generic congressional ballot. It didn't happen. Look, in March, Democrats were up by 6 points. Look at this now. Democrats are up by 3 points, and I want you to note the yellow lettering. No clear leader. It is within the margin of error. So despite all of the talk about Donald Trump's unpopularity, the fact is Republicans very much remain in the game when it comes to the congressional midterms, which are occurring in what, 6 or 7 months at this point?
Yes, and don't call me Shirley. So,
and if they're showing that and clearly stating that there's no leader, these polls are tied. And that spells doom for Democrats. Now, once again, and I do want to continually emphasize this because I feel like I always have somebody in the comment section say this. All of this means a hill of beans if we don't get out and vote. Okay? So we still have to show up in the midterms. We still got to show up in the primaries. Okay? We got some rhinos to get rid of in the primaries. We got to make sure we get them out of the way. All right? But we also still got to show up for the midterms. Yeah, these polls are great, but we still got to do our part. Okay? Still got to do our part. Still got to stay motivated because you know Democrats are going to try to pull whatever types of strings that they could possibly pull in order to try to get that win. As a matter of fact, I'm already hearing rumbles about, oh, they're going to try to use this hantavirus as the new COVID to try to get mail-in ballots back on the board. Yeah. Obvious play, obvious play, but it's a possibility, right? It's a possibility. So we got to stay motivated, guys. We got to stay motivated.
A lead of 3 points in the generic ballot test here. Does that get the job done?
No, it might not actually get the job done. And I love any reference to airplane, I will say, and Leslie Nielsen. Look at this. Okay, take a look here. Democrats in the National House vote margin. According to my estimate, what they need for control with redistricting in terms of the national popular vote is somewhere of a win between 3 and 4 points. What's CNN's current poll with no clear leader? It's a 3-point advantage. If this were, in fact, the actual result come election day, the race for Congress, the race for the House, would be basically a toss-up. And that is why the redistricting efforts that have been happening are...
And there you have it, admitting that it's basically a toss-up. So in reality, instead of a +3, it's really even. But of course, it's the Communist News Network, so what do you expect?
So important because before the redistricting happened, Democrats essentially just needed to win the National House popular vote in order to win control of the House of Representatives. But now, with the redistricting, their ladder, they have to climb ever higher, and a 3-point win may very well not do it. This is well within the realm of possibilities. Could be Democrats take back the House. If Democrats outperform the CNN poll by a few points, they take it back. But they could underperform as well. And now it would be big-time trouble. As I said at the start here, this game is most certainly not over. Republicans very much in the race for the House of Representatives. They're in that game.
All right, and I was saying, the president's approval on the economy. The president is just 30%, 70% disapproval. Those are, I think, the worst numbers he has ever had. But if his numbers are so bad, then why aren't Democrats benefiting?
Yeah, that's exactly it, Johnny B. Look, we talk about, economic approval rating for the president. We talk about the net approval rating. Among registered voters, if we look among registered voters, the net approval rating, he's 36 points under. Where to go? There's no way Republicans could possibly hold on to the House. But look at this. Which party is trusted more in the economy? It's a tie among registered voters. Just because Donald Trump is unpopular doesn't make Democrats popular. And when you match Democrats against Republicans, all of a sudden, it is a dead heat.
Oftentimes, Republicans enjoy.
And therein lies the issue with the Democrats right now taking this win. We're 6 months out from the midterm elections. Yeah, gas prices are high, and that is going to be a massive determining factor in who wins these midterms. We got 6 months to fix that. We got 6 months to fix this Iran situation and get these gas prices down. And I have full faith that Trump is going to do it. And here's the problem. Gas prices are through the roof right now. People are talking about, the economy is absolutely terrible. It's absolutely terrible. And we're tied. So what's going to happen when gas prices plummet to massive lows, to record lows, and the economy is actually improving, which I believe that it will, especially once these gas prices come down, because obviously fuel is needed for everything, okay, across the board. So what's going to happen then? You see what I'm saying? So if we're tied now and gas prices are up, Democrats are in trouble when these gas prices come back down. They're cooked. They're cooked. But once again, we still got to show up and vote. I still want to emphasize that because I don't want anybody getting a little too comfortable. All right?
An advantage on the economy, though. So tied may not be great for them, but still a huge disparity there between these two numbers. All right, we're talking about Democrats' chances, maybe not as big as they were a few weeks ago. What are the chances? A few weeks ago, I think we were saying Republicans, they could get blown out.
Yeah, exactly right. And that's, I think, the other thing. Even if Republicans don't hold on to Congress, look, the chance of a blowout, that has shrunk considerably. Look at the cash prediction market. Chance that the GOP wins under 193 seats, you need 218 for control in the 2026 midterms. A month ago, it was a 48% chance they won under 193 seats. Now it's just 19%. So basically, Republicans have shifted the playing field. They're in the game, and the chance of a Democratic blowout, that is way, way down.
A much different environment today than it was just a few weeks ago. Harriet, thank you very much.
Thank you, Johnny.
We got a lot of news. We'll be right back.
So, yeah, not looking good for the Democrat Party right now, even from CNN. Okay, it is looking pretty darn ugly. And if you want to look at this map as well, as you can see there on your screen, Virginia's been blocked, and so is New York. Okay, we got wins all over the place. All over the place. They got one tiny little win in Utah, all right? I didn't even talk about that with the judge, and one of the judges that was responsible for that actually recently resigned, which is kind of interesting. I think that tells you everything you need to know about what happened there. You know, a little corruption going on, okay? All right, but yeah, wins across the board. And like I said, this map doesn't even include Louisiana. I know South Carolina, some of the Republicans there just voted to not redistrict, unfortunately. And we all know what's going to happen to them. All right? This is not the Republican Party of old. This is a new Republican Party, and we are not playing any more games with these rhinos. When we tell these Republicans to jump, they should be asking us how high. All right? We're done with this. So those Republicans out of, I want to put them on blast. I want to put them on Front Street. So if you are from South Carolina, you know who these individuals are, so they can be voted out. All right? I'm not calling for any violence of any sort. I want to make that clear. I am simply calling to vote these individuals out of office. That is it, and that is all. No violence. No violence. Let me get this list for y'all, though. Here it is. All right, here it is. There's the list of South Carolina Republican. That was a Freudian slip. I don't know if y'all caught that, but I was like, let me get this list of South Carolina Democrats, which, hey, they basically are Democrats, these rhinos, man. Now, technically, they are registered Republicans, so these are the registered Republicans, a.k.a. rhinos, in South Carolina that need to be voted out, all right? So if you are in South Carolina, you know who to vote out, all right? You know who to vote out, and send them packing like we did those senators, those rhinos in Indiana, okay? Those are the individuals. This is not the Republican Party of old. We are not playing any games anymore. And I love it. And I love this new Republican Party. I absolutely love it because I can almost guarantee that these individuals will not be in office. Okay? When they are up for re-election, they will not win. They will not win. And that is beautiful to see. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. But y'all get in the comments. Let me know your thoughts and your opinions. Wins on wins on wins. What is your prediction? Who comes out on top in these midterms? What do you think? As I've stated before, it's only happened 3 times in the past. In the past 100 years, only 3 times has the party in power stayed in power, okay? Or not lost in the midterms, I should say. On average, most of the time, they lose. So who's going to come out on top? What do you think? Let me know. Peace and love. I'm out.